Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this session, I'm going to give lecture about the first short fiction in the third unit of DJVC Foundation English 4. This is The Flood. This one is written by Tagari Sivasankara Pillai. Before moving with the session, subscribe the channel if you're new to my YouTube channel. And Tagari Sivasankara Pillai is one of the writers in the Malayalam literature, and he was born in 1912 in the village called Tagari. That's why he's called as Tagari Sivasankara Pillai. He at his very young age, he started writing. He wrote a novel called Kayar, for which he has received the Nanpith Award. Okay, Jnanpith. Okay, this is highest literary honor which is given to popular works in India. And the next work is Chemmin. That is next popular work. There is a film version for this in Malayalam. And this writer has written more than 600 short stories. Was said to be a very big writer in 20th century because he has spent most of his time in writings. So most of his works were used for research studies by the research scholars. This work, The Flood, okay, it talks about the mentality of the people towards the animals. Particularly if any disaster happens, flood, whatever happens, how people behave with the animals, whether they take care of the animals, they or they ignore the animals, they don't bother about the animals. So the whole story talks about a dog which is owned by a person whose name is Chennan. Okay, Chennan, and how the story gets opened. There was a temple. Okay, the temple was flooded with waters, huge waters. When the deities of the temple, were submerged in the water. Okay, three-storied building there. In there, about 67 children and 357 adults, and dogs, cats, goats, and falls. They have taken refuge from the floodwaters. Of course, most of the locals they sought different places. They shifted to some other places, like dry land. Some families have got boat, so families which have got boat, they have easily moved from there. But this guy Chennan, he doesn't want to leave his place because he was staying there, for 3 days in the water. He couldn't go out from the place because he has got banana trees and his hay stalks. He was carrying that these will be stolen if he leaves the place. That's why he doesn't want to go there. But still, the water, the water level is coming up, rising up. So he decided to leave the place along with his family members. His wife was pregnant and got 4 children and a cat and a dog he got at his home. So he wanted to live along with them. Okay, so the portion of the hut slowly falling down. So he was carrying. So he was shouting. He was screaming to to draw the attention of the rescue team. So the finally Chenan family moved from there, but this man forgot his dog. So when they are shifting, when they are climbing into the boat, the dog had gone somewhere. So the Chenan forgot about the dog, so they left. After a while, the dog came back and noticed that Chenan has moved away from there along with his family, and it was screaming, it was howling for its owner. So the dog had to stay there on the top of the hut alone, and it could notice a big crocodile and frogs are seeking refuge on the hut. It was no scaring. It was staying alone. It was hungry. The dog was very hungry. The water level is getting increased day by day. The master left, and the master was might be eating dinner. He might be thinking about the dog by this time. Okay, so the dog frequently is barking in order to draw the attention of the rescue team, but nobody was trying to help. Nobody was coming towards the dog to help it. Okay, then after some time it became exhausted. It couldn't shout, it couldn't scream, it couldn't bark more. And then the dog was lying down on the roof. It was looking for the food. It was very hungry. Now and then the boats are coming on the way, but nobody was trying to help the dog. And there was a small boat in which a man was coming towards the coconut tree which belongs to the Chenan, and that fellow was trying to steal coconuts from the tree, and after seeing the dog was trying to chase the fellow, and the man has gone away from there. So the dog also, though it was in difficult situation, it protects the property assets of the Chenan, his master. There was a crow which was looking at the carcasses of a dead buffalo. It was eating. The dog, was barked very longingly for the food. Okay. Then there was a green bird landed on a banana trunk, chipped, and a ant's nest had become, dislodged from the somewhere upriver. So after some times, around in the afternoon, a small rowboat was coming, and two men was in the boat. One of the men said dog was there. He was trying to give help to the dog, but the other man said, no, it's just a dog, don't need to help for that. So the dog was very happy and eagerly excited that the men are trying to help, but these two guys didn't help the dog. These two guys have gone without helping the dog. Slowly the dog became very exhausted, and a pitiful sound is coming. Nobody was trying to help the dog. The dog couldn't stand properly. It's completely exhausted and falling down twice. Even after some time, a boat has come into the view, but heavily loaded with coconuts and a bunch of bananas, and this one was stopped beside the banana tree close to the hut where so after seeing the dog noise, they've gone away from there. So even others very tough situations, it was completely exhausted, but still it wants to protect the assets of its masters. One more guy who's trying to take the haze from the hay rick of Chenman, and there the dog which attacked the fellow, and they've gone away from there. And the man was bitten. It had seen carcass was moving slowly in the current of the water, and it was trying to chase the carcass and trying to tear at the flesh, but unfortunately the carcass rolled over in the current of the water, and after that the dog disappeared from the view. It was taken away in the water. Now the dog has gone. So after that the hut was completely destroyed, collapsed in the water, and it got submerged. And of course the dog was completely loyal to its master. Okay, it was guarding, it was protecting his master's property. Though the dog was hungry and exhausted, it wants to show its loyal to his master. So after some days, the flood was slowly reducing. The water was reducing slowly, going down, and the master, the guy Chennan, was coming to the spot, and he was checking his hut, and after that he went and looking for his dog. So under the coconut trees he saw a corpse of a dog. Okay, the carcass of the dog was there, and there he was slowly rocking the eddies of the shallow water. Then this guy slowly turned over with his foot to check whether it is his own dog or someone else. Then he thought it might be his dog only, and he could see that one of the animal's ears was missing. Even the colors of the dog is not visible, not couldn't be seen. It was rotten. Okay, with this, the short fiction gets over. This story, talks about the animals' compassion towards the human being, the loyalty of the dog for its master. But whereas the human being, we people, not much loyal as the animal. So with this, the session gets over. Thanks for listening. Subscribe the channel.